Hello and welcome back to this lecture. In this lecture, we'll take a detailed look at the tools panel here, or the tools palette, as some might call it. And I'd like to give you one little tip. It is that if you see this small triangle that looks like a rewind button, if you click that, the tools will dock itself into a minimalistic version of itself that applies for all these tools panels, including the effects, the color panel, everything. And if I click that once again, it will expand all the panels. Now I will expand this panel, which is our tools panel, and I will undock it by pressing this little dot buttons here, and I will bring it to the center. And now you can go ahead and look at all these tools, but you really need to familiarize yourself with at least all the tools till right here. All the other tools, we'll look at all of them later, but you must know at least these many tools to begin with. Now this one here is called the selection tool, and the keyboard shortcut is the V button on your keyboard. Using the selection tool, you can select objects, and if you double click on a particular object, it will take you to a different window, which is exclusively meant for that object. You may not understand what I just said, but in due course you will. This here is the direct selection tool. If an object is divided into parts, you can select each individual part using the direct selection tool. And if you keep pressing the direct selection tool, you also get a group selection tool. Now this one here is the magic wand tool. The keyboard shortcut is Y, and this is also a selection tool. It selects certain areas of your object based on the properties. This here is the lasso tool, which is used for masking, which means cutting out a certain portion of your image or object. This right here is the pen tool, which is probably the most dreaded tool in Illustrator. The shortcut is P, but it's not to be dreaded because it's one of the most versatile and easiest tool if you know how to use it. Otherwise, it will be a pain in the. So if you keep pressing it, you get add anchor point, delete anchor point, and just an anchor point tool. You need not know what these are right now. We will have a separate movie just for the pen tool. This is a new tool introduced in the Illustrator CC version. If you don't have the Illustrator CC version, you'll not be able to see this tool, but you can work even without it. It's called the curvature tool. Now this right here is the type tool, using which you can type text on a path or on a straight line, vertically, whatever way you want to. If you keep pressing it, you'll get all these other options like area type, type on a path, vertical type, vertical area type, and all that. This right here is the line segment tool, using which you can draw line segments, and if you keep pressing, you'll get an arc tool, a spiral tool, a rectangular grid tool, and a polar grid tool. We will look at all these tools later. This right here is the shape tool, or the rectangle tool as you may know it right now. The keyboard shortcut is M, and if you keep pressing, you'll get other shapes like stars, flares, polygons, and ellipses and all that. This right here is the paintbrush tool, using which you can paint, and you also have a blob brush tool. The keyboard shortcut is either B or Shift and B. This right here is the pencil tool, which is similar to the brush tool only with thinner strokes. This right here is the eraser tool, and every time you have these small little triangles on the bottom right, you can keep pressing and you'll get other tools. Okay, so these are all the tools that you need to know about right now, and we can go ahead and get started in the next lecture. And in due course, we will look at all these tools and these color options and painting modes over here, and blending. Blending the layers, joining the layers, separating the layers, and all that. So for now, this is it. See you in the next lecture.